Figuring out angles, lesson 1. Using calculator. Okay. First thing, right angle triangles. The square side, we have the rise or set. Most people call it rise. And then run. And you can remember the run, the longer side, the bottom. It's like the ground. So the rise going up, run going level. So we'll use this envelope, and all you see is the square side here, and then you're going to have the travel. So we'll measure that, we'll check our measurements, we'll see. So this side right here is the travel, and the angle will be from here. So as you got a level, a flat area, your angle determines your height. So we have to use the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or square root of c. So let's measure out this envelope. We have 4 1/8. So we'll make the mark right here. And then it's 9.5 inches on the run. Okay. So we have 9.5 inches run. And the rise, we have 4 1/8 on the rise. So this is one formula here. Our other formula is going to be set divided by run times your tangent with the little -1 on top, which is going to be this one right here, the tangent, but above it you'll see the tangent with the -1, so we have to use the shift button to do that function. So since I already said rise is the set, just different name, same thing, it's the same thing as rise divided by run times tangent -1. So we got our measurements here. Let me draw a line connecting the travel. And since this is the part, the angle, it shows us the run based on the angle will give you the elevation. So say if you're doing the part of the roof, it's going to be like this. Say the gable part, all you do is draw a line right down the center, that becomes your triangle. So let's do the math here. 4 1/8, putting it in the formula, rise over run. So rise 4 and 1/8. If you got a way to calculate, 1/8 is 1.25. I mean 0.125. So if you want to do the math here, 1 divided by 8, 1/8 equals 0.125. So this is 4.125. That's 1/8. And we're going to put that on top. Run is going to be on bottom to divide. And that's 9.5. So that's 9.5. So 4.125 divided by 9.5 equals 0.4342. And all we do is that, multiply it by that tangent -1. So this number right here, we multiply that by that tangent -1, and whatever comes out of that is the angle. So that number times this tangent right here. Let's see if you can see it. We hit shift for the second function, and we hit it, and we come out with 23.47 degrees. So 23.47 degrees is what we have here. 23.5 is close enough, and a half degrees. That's what we're looking at as far as angle. Now, that gave you your degree. So any size your siding is, you take the height of the siding, it'll look like this. The height of the siding is the rise or the offset, set. Rise or set, same thing. And then run is going to be the long part. So we're going to use the other formula, this one right here, to give you the length of travel, to check if your angle and everything is right. So again, we're going to go with the 4 1/8 as the rise, 125, and we're going to square it. So 4.125 squared equals 17.015625, and we have to add that to the run squared, so it's 9.5 squared equals 90.25. So when you add those together, you're going to get 107.265625. And you can just go 2 decimals, you're going to get close enough, but I'm going to do them all completely so the numbers come out exactly. So from there, now we have to take the square root of that number. So 107.265625, and all we do is second function, and you know the sign like that for the square root. It comes out to 10.35691194 inches. So this is to figure out travel, which is the length that you need, or that's going to come out on this side. So travel equals 10.3. So the way to figure out decimals is you take away the whole number. So 10.35691194 Just subtract the 10 and it'll leave you with a full decimal number. Multiply that decimal times 16 because we want it in sixteenths, and that comes out to 5.716, almost 6. So 6/16 comes down to 3/8 reduced. So your travel is 10 3/8. So what we're going to do is measure it right now and make sure that the math is right. So our point to here, and if you look, here's 10, 1/8, 2/8, and 3/8. So our math is good. So remember, this formula right here is to find the length from here to here. So if you were looking at your roof, the front, it would be from this center point down to here. But what we're trying to find out right now is angle. So remember, your height, your rise is 4 1/8. Just based on this envelope's measurements, you can measure the actual height of your siding, and then if you got your angle, you'll be able to measure it out by doing the length that you need. So say you need it to be 10 feet, you just do it in inches. Your 120 inches, say 120 inches would be your run if you're doing it on the front of the house or somewhere long like that. And if it was 6 inches height, your triangle would be like that, 6, and then you do 6 divided by your 120, which would be